Welcome to this part of another soul-gripping testimony, delivered from deep darkness. This testimony may have visually disturbing scenes, therefore viewer discretion is advised. Please note that this is just one part in a series of videos of this particular testimony, so if you have the stomach for it, feel free to check out the entire playlist, Delivered from Deep Darkness, here on this YouTube channel. The purpose of this meeting was to introduce me to Father Leonardo from Malta. Father Leonardo was the living caretaker of the Black Jesuits and the Father General of the Knights of Malta. He had heard a lot about me and had come to meet me in person. His secret goal was to take me back to his monastery in Victoria, Malta, where I would be trained as a sorcerer. Satan had now devised another means of capturing my soul and star with my willful cooperation. All satanic initiations and soul captures are temporary without the willful acts of the victim. Though my mother had made several dedications, they were all temporary and weak because they lacked my will and consent. Dear reader, Satan does not have all the power over your soul as he may boast. He only masters the art of seducing and deceiving to make you surrender your will. Every man has power to say no to any initiation over his soul. When Satan came to Master Jesus in the wilderness, he told him that he would give him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory if he would bow and worship him. And the devil, taking him up into a high mountain, showed him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said to him, "All this power will I give you, and the glory of them. For that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will I give it. If you therefore will worship me, all shall be yours." And Jesus answered and said unto him, "Get thee behind me, Satan. For it is written, You shalt worship the Lord your God, and him only shalt you serve." Luke 4:4-8. Satan wanted Master Jesus' willful obedience to capture his star. This is the same star the magicians mapped out the day Master Jesus was born in the flesh. Any act of willful worship of Satan is an act of selling your will. Selling your will is equivalent to selling your soul to eternal condemnation. Satan may offer wonderful promise for what may appear to be small and harmless trinkets. Many have thought they could outsmart him, only to end up in deep, incomprehensible regret. For what is a man profited, if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Matthew 16-26. The conversation in this meeting centered on the works of God and Mary, the Mother of God. They displayed the same undying devotion to Mother Mary as my own mother did every day. I loved the conversation and wanted to learn more about God from these men. Within a few minutes in this atmosphere, I no longer felt threatened and withdrew my spiritual antennae. The inner pain from the coiling serpent quickly disappeared. It was obvious these priests carried a strange power stronger than Satan. I later learned that this was to seal up the deception. Satan pretended to have vanished from my surroundings and my body. The purpose of this deception was to make me trust Father Leonardo as a man of God. Father Leonardo interviewed me for almost 3 hours and was very impressed with my responses. Our talk moved from astral projection to soul coding, soul exchange, power lines, territorial gates and sorcery knots of the territory, and many other witchcraft practices. He was amazed by the amount of esoteric knowledge I carried at such a young age without any formal training in esoteric sciences. After the meeting, Father Leonardo offered me a full scholarship to study theology and psychology in Rome and Malta. He vowed to protect and take care of me until I became an ordained Reverend Father. He won my heart when he asked to adopt me as his own son. This was such a great honor. I longed for a father who loved me without conditions. I yearned for acceptance, and now I was getting it from a great man of God. He promised to be my father until I became a great theologian. In my mind, these men would teach me the great mysteries of God. I was finally going to get equipped to counter the tormenting power of Satan. I thought this was God coming to me and accepting me to serve as his priest. There was no evidence to suggest that they were nothing but devoted servants of God. If only I knew the scriptures, then as I know them now, I would have seen. Such are false apostles, deceitful workers transforming themselves into apostles of Christ. And no wonder, for Satan, he transforms himself into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also transform themselves into ministers of righteousness, whose end will be according to their works. 2 Corinthians 11:13-15. These priests informed me that the bishop of our diocese had endorsed my immediate transfer to straightaway start theological studies in a university in Rome. This seemed a bit strange, as I just starting my 3rd year in secondary school. They also informed me that my mother had consented to the travel. The decisions had already been made for me. I knew becoming a priest would make Mummy proud. I only wished to see Mum and celebrate this victory. After all, this was also her great victory. I was moved from my special living quarters to stay in the priest's residence as they worked on my travel documents. I was not allowed to meet any student or any other person until the day of travel. Those next 3 weeks of waiting were both exciting and anxious. Relocating to a faraway country offered hope for a new beginning. No one would know my past. I could start a new chapter as a man of God, leaving all the demons in the past. At the evening house mass, Father Ryan congratulated me for securing such a high scholarship. He informed me that all was ready, and I was to travel with Father Leonardo and his delegation to Rome the next day. I received the sacrament of confirmation that night and was anointed with a special balm, followed by participating in my first Holy Eucharist. They then gave me a deacon's robe as the only clothing I was to travel with. A strange dream took away all my sleep that night. I was climbing a staircase to a certain place, and then suddenly a powerful being that I still cannot describe put a helmet of fire on my head. This fire burned without consuming my hair. Perhaps it was to seal my mind and brain for the journey. All the years in Rome and Malta, I was always aware of this fire on my head. It would burn even when I slept. What was this fire? What realm did it originate from? Was it sacred? These are the many questions I asked every day about this helmet of fire on my head. We drove to Kigali in Rwanda, and from there flew to Italy with a stopover in France. We were joined by 2 young, beautiful girls in Rwanda. They were also being taken to Malta to be trained in religious work. Every moment was exciting. The flight, the fatherly care, and the honor everywhere we passed. It was on the stopover in Lyons, France, that I began to learn more about my mission. The 2 girls that joined us in Kigali were born with supernatural powers. Their families surrendered them to live out their lives as celibates in the service of God. The thoughts of not multiplying my father's clan made me sick while in France. Perhaps I had not considered the full price of priesthood. Was there an option of changing my mind before reaching Rome? The welcoming Mass in the Benedictine house in Lyon was the first real awakening. The Mass was conducted in a large room full of relics on walls and altars. The main altar was decorated by bones of dead saints. The incense at the altar was burning from a chalice in a form of a human skull. The priests wore black hooded robes and carried daggers smeared with blood. They all entered the room and focused on a certain statue, which was emitting a mysterious smoke. This smoke must have carried a certain hallucinating drug. Resisting this level of manipulation was fruitless. I was out of my territory and was easily overpowered. In this region, I was subject to the ruling chief. I later discovered Father Leonardo was the territorial chief of Malta. He was now introducing me to the ruling Prince of France who ruled from the Benedictine prayer house. This house was so exclusive that few priests in the mainstream church knew of its existence. Everything around this house, from cups of gold to beds of ivory, was exotic, antique, and looked very expensive. Every room was fitted with very exquisite furniture. Our assigned bedrooms had cupboards stacked with currencies from different nations. I was amazed by the telecommunication gadgets in the monastery. It was as if the whole world was before me in a moment. I could talk to any king, president, or prince from my room. This was to inform me that the kingdoms of the world and their glory were in the control of this little monastery. I quickly learned my journey would not culminate in the priesthood I originally imagined. Instead, I was to be initiated into higher powers than those I was born into. Satan knew I coveted power to control people. He knew I had a longing to belong. By the end of the 6th month in Lion, I understood real power that controls nations, their wealth and their governments. I could have all I needed for life only if I submitted my will. This was unlike anything I had ever experienced before, so I was eager to learn and prove my worth. I was out of my territory and at the mercy of the Prince of France or the Knight of Paris. Resistance to these people's desires would be futile. The 7 human skulls hanging over my bed was to remind me of what can happen to me if I resisted their desire. On the other hand, I was promised the glory of kingdoms should I surrender. This monastery gave me what I longed from childhood: the feeling of belonging. The respect and honor I received from the serving girls, the brothers and other priests, made me feel I was finally among people who understood me. I was willing to give my all without any restrictions. I learned so much now about the purposes of God and the plans and provisions He makes for His beloved children. I am now convinced that real, lasting satisfaction in life can only come from Master Jesus Christ. Everything else is a counterfeit. Satan can learn your deep longings and will use it to capture your soul. The thief does not come except to steal and to kill and to destroy. I, Master Jesus Christ, have come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. John 10:10. Satan will offer you the longing of your heart and then capture your soul. It is God alone who can satisfy your longings. Satan may give you some solace, but it is always temporary and comes with significant consequences. Oh, that men would praise the Lord for His goodness and for His wonderful works to the children of men. For He satisfies the longing soul and fills the hungry soul with goodness. Psalm 107:8-9. At the end of the 6th month, I knew I was ready to give myself into this high esoteric sorcery society that ruled the world. I came to understand that I was to join the Council of Light that included 5 esoteric societies. These societies were the Luciferians, Knights of Malta, Bavarian Freemason Order, the Black Loyola Order, and the Desert Council of Princes. All these were Satan's agents to deceive and rule the world. I was to serve all the 5 societies, but belonging to the Opus Dei of the Black Loyola Order. The 6th month at Lion House were orientation into all these societies. My last Mass at Lion was very elaborate, as all the senior Opus Dei and Franciscan friars of the city were to attend. It was the first ordination for the 12 new disciples of Satan. We were to make our first vow to defend, promote, and die for the faith. I was given a new name, new identity, and nationality. The new identity came with new friary hooded robe, special passports, and official priest documents. Now, as a citizen of Malta, the way was paved for us to travel to Rome for dedication before starting the training. If you have come this far, chances are high that you are loving this video. Please do me a favor and hit both that subscribe and like button to help this message to spread far and wide. Also, don't hesitate to check out the rest of the playlist, Delivered from Deep Darkness, right here on this YouTube channel. Thank you for supporting the Wake Up channel. God bless you.